Hi everyone, welcome back. This is video part 28, and in this video we're making the handle for the stove. This is a working handle. We made the stove in the last video, and that should be popping up on your screen. We're also going to be adding some wood and some flames, and we'll be adding a little bit of rust to break up all the black. While I was editing the video, I noticed that I never mentioned what this thing is here. It's an awl. It's got a pointy end, and it's super handy for making miniatures. I use this thing a lot. And the other thing is I'm using florist stem wire to make the handles. 18 gauge for this thicker part down here. And this part here, I'm very, very sorry. I've lost the top of the packaging, so I don't know the exact gauge. I'm going to show you the difference here. So this is the 18 gauge right here. It's hard to bend, and this one here, actually I can wrap it around my finger like string, but it holds its shape. I can cut it with scissors, and it's very, very flexible. I don't think you'd have to get the exact gauge for this anyway, but you just have to get something that you can wrap around something else. So it has to be wire that you are able to wrap. Alright, so sorry about that. And I can't get to town right now to figure out what the gauge is. But like I said, as long as you can wrap it around other wire, then you're on your way. Alright guys, enough talking, and let's just get started. So I am thinking of adding an actual working handle. Oh my goodness. So I will have to go right through here. There we go. If I could turn this handle, okay, I need to make a little notch in here. Need my X-Acto knife. I'm going to make a little groove in here that the wire can, when I turn the wire, it will turn into this groove, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think how little latches work. Okay, so if I bend the end of this just a little bit, it works. So if I turn this, I can set it free and turn it, and it locks. So I gotta get a handle on here. Oh, that's exciting. So it's just turning this little doodad here, and it's catching that slot inside. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera off and try to figure out a handle. So I got a working handle. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, small victory. What I did to get that handle was just wrap it around. See how that tapers down? That little part here. So I'm going to use that to shape my handle. So I start at the top, wind down, and when I get to the bottom, I wrapped it a couple times. There. Then I just, actually I don't need those, I can use my scissors. I'll just cut that wire off. You gotta excuse my hands, I have been working with clay and paint and everything else, so they're kind of gross right now. And to get it to stick on the wire, I just put it on the end, and I'm going to squeeze it with my pliers. Okay, I'm not going to stick it right through the other side. I'm just going to I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to try rubbing tacky glue on there. You never know, that could help. Alright, editing just now, and I realized I didn't mention where I bent this 18 gauge wire over. I had the latch in place before I bent that, so it keeps that memory. So when I turn it and when I turn it back, it will always go into that latch because that's where I bent it. So it saved that spot. However, when I open this, you see the distance here, I can pull up on that. Then it will lose its place and it won't go back into its latch. So when I put the door down, I just have to make sure that that's pushed all the way down, and then I can turn it and it will go into that latch. And now it is locked. I just took some sticks, cut them up to size, stacked them, hot glued them together, and a little bit of tacky glue as well. And then I just burnt them a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit of, let's see, I was looking for red glitter and I can't find any. I used to have some. That's a shame. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw in some red beads. And then I have real ash from my stove. I'll throw that in there as well. Just dabbing a little black paint. So we'll just set that aside to dry, and I'm going to use up some of this ash inside the stove. Just like a real stove. Gotta have some ash. My son is so funny. I was showing him my stove, and when he saw the glass on it, he said, "Mom, you gotta make it look like our stove. You gotta make the glass all dirty." I was like, hey, I do clean that glass every now and then. So I'm going to dirty up that glass as well. Little coals burning down there. Okay, now for that glass, we're going to dirty this up for my son. A little bit of tacky glue. I don't want to put too much because we want to see the light through there. All right, after my sticks were dry, I took them apart again. On my other stove, the one I did in my gnome home, there I go mentioning it again, I didn't take them apart after. I just found that in this little stove here, they were too stuck together. So I just took them apart, and they look better when I stick them back in. Oh, that looks so cool. Alright, now I was thinking also about flames. Oh my goodness. We've got to go all the way, man. I have, you know what these are? Candy wrappers. I asked my cousin in Finland, Katrina, hello Katrina, to send me candy wrappers after her and her mom finished with them over the Christmas season. And she sent me a whole bunch. And I'm planning on using these. Ooh, there's another good one. I'm planning on using these in some junk journaling that I'm doing, which is also going to be here on my YouTube channel as soon as I get the chance to start doing that. Yeah, junk journaling. I'm going to be using some candy wrappers in those. Because my aunt, if you follow my Facebook page at all, my great aunt Cutry, she's 104 years old. She's one of the main characters in my gnome home. My little gnome Aunt Cutry is actually named after my real great aunt. And my gnome Ahti is named after my dad. The Finnish gnomes. Anyway, so that's where these come from, straight from Finland. How cool is that? So I'm thinking, how can I incorporate these into there and make them look like flames? That'd be so cool. I just thought of something. I think I'm gonna put this right over the light so it's not white back there. I think that's a cool idea. Cut the corners. I'll make a slit in the middle for the light. Oh yeah. Much better. You don't see the white back there. Yeah, that's much better. And actually foil kind of reflects the light better too, right? Oh, that's much better. I like that. Okay, so I'm wondering how can I put this in there? Maybe I could have it coming up in between. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Alright, so what I ended up doing was hot gluing little strips of those papers just randomly onto each stick. I found that the easiest way. And then put them in there. And we have Finnish flames. Flames all the way from Finland. How cool is that? Oh, I love it. I really, really love it. It's really cool. So those candy wrappers are, most of them were translucent. I could see through them. And there was orange, yellow, and red. And I used a variety of all of them. That's really cool. I couldn't be happier with that. Alright guys, I want to break up the black a little bit with some rust, and I did put some burnt sienna around already dry brushed, but I want a little bit more texture, so I'm going to add some cinnamon and tacky glue. It's just regular ground cinnamon. And this idea has been around in the miniature world for a very long time. It's not my idea. In fact, I don't even know who thought of it first because it's been around so long and it's been used a lot. So I'm going to use it on this stove. I've used it before too. It's pretty cool. I didn't think I was going to need it here because I have so much texture with the paper clay, but looking and I'm thinking, a little bit more would be nice. One thing I did find after I put that texture on and it dries, I do like to add a little bit of paint after. I'm just going to do this randomly around. Some places you should have a little bit more texture than others, like down in here where they join. That's always a great place. Around the feet, I think, around the door. Alright, so added my rust and it's mostly dry. Now I'm going to just tone it down with a little bit of paint. And just going to go around. I'm going to use some black too. This is burnt sienna. Brown paint would work as well. Okay, some black to break this up. Okay, I'm just going to keep going around like that until I've toned down some of this rust, and then we'll come back and see what we got. I think I love it. I think that rust breaks up that black beautifully. It does a beautiful job of breaking it up. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I had so much fun with this stove. Oh, and it brought back so many memories. Oh my goodness. And I learned so much too. That's the great thing about these handles and stuff. Just remembering my own stove when I was little, when I was younger, I should say, and how I used to open the door and that there was a big cast iron latch in there, it would sit inside that little notch in there. Just remembering that and being able to reproduce that here, I was so excited about that. And my Finnish flames, fire all the way from Finland. How cool is that? Oh, I love it. I love it. I hope you guys did too. And I hope you got some good ideas to make your own stove. And if you Google potbelly stoves, they're all different shapes and sizes. You don't have to just go for one shape. Like, this was a shape that I didn't even really plan out. I just rolled up some tin foil and went from there. It kind of just took on its own shape as I went along, so. Alright guys, we're going to end the video here, and I am not sure when the next one will be available because I'm going to be working today on installing the stove now, and I am not sure at this point if I'm putting brick or stone. And there is a little place on the floor I'm going to be making, I think it's called a, don't get me wrong, I am terrible with these words, hearth, H-E-A-R-T-H. It's the thing that it sits on the floor so the floor doesn't get burnt. I think that's what they call it. Anyway, as soon as I figure that out and get it installed, then the video will be popping up on your screen. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.